Alright, g'day guys, and welcome! My name is Michael, and I am the Dead Aussie Gamer, and welcome to Curse of Strahd, our D&D 5th edition adventure that we play here on the Dead Aussie Gamer channel with our wonderful and beloved Patreons who support the channel and help us keep the lights on. Joining me today are four of these amazingly and wonderful and talented people as we are journeying through the lands of Barovia into this wonderful D&D adventure module. Now, for those of you who have not tuned into our adventures before, we have a number of ways that our audience can participate in the course of the game as we play. That is in the form of plot twists. Now, the plot twist cards that we have here are a number of little kind of story prompts that we use throughout the game, which can be used in order to try and make the game easier or harder for players, depending on what we get. So if you in the audience are tuning in now and you wish to, you may give us a number between 1 to 51 and I will pull out one of the random plot twists. There are, of course, some channel point rewards as well if you guys want to use them. All of those are available, with the exception of the Eddie tour thing, because Eddie's not here, so we can't use him, so yay. All right, without any further ado, let's find out about our lovely characters while we accumulate our plot twists for the evening, starting with Esther, our changeling oracle, or cleric, but, you know, which soothsayer? Well, what would you use as your moniker?
By class, or do you mean in general?
In general.
I would say cleric. I believe. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sorry.
Oh, like the voodoo witch, wise woman, soothsayer. I mean, what would you call it? Was there a specific type of witch that you happen to be?
I'll think on that one. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. All right, tell us a little bit about Esther and what situation that Esther finds themselves to be right now.
Well, Esther has re-encountered someone she really, very much don't want to re-encounter, especially not right now. But so she's encountered a hag that they sort of made a deal with to leave each other be for now. Hopefully it kind of stays at least somewhat that way, where they aren't messing with each other too much, just for now at least.
Yep, that's true. And of course, meanwhile, partway across town is, of course, another individual who is messing around with people and things they probably shouldn't be. But that's no surprise for this particular character. We, of course, speak of Neil, who is playing the role of Vigag, our chronomancing Goliath. Good evening, Neil.
Good morning, Michael.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about Vigag and what's going on over there?
So, Magog is a chronomancer wizard, Goliath, also a teacher, currently looking for his students, and he is he has thought he got plagued with being bitten by a vampire, so he tried to talk to the father of the church. Now he found himself in quite the circumstance in the catacombs of the church, face to face with a vampire. So, with no one else there.
Yep. That's definitely where you find yourself. All right. Next up, of course, again, further across town, we find two of our players. The first one, of course, is none other than the indomitable Dragonborn Argento, played by the lovely Charles. Hello, Charles.
How's it going, Mike?
Going super well. Tell us about Argento and, of course, what's going on in your neck of the woods.
Oh, Argento's just up to the usual, just running across some strange encounters with people and little kids and disappearing kids and passed out women who were vampires who are no longer vampires, just a typical day in the life of Argento at the moment.
Well, fantastic. And, of course, we with Argento in this particular area of town is, of course, Domiro, played by the delightful Tim. Domiro, of course, being the satyr bard. Hello, Tim! Hello, tell us about your character and, of course, what's going on in the world of Domiro.
Not like you said centaur bard for a moment.
Maybe, it could be centaur bard. I mean, He might have cast like he might have brewed like a potion of half invisibility. So like, you know, so just the horse half. It's like that. Damn it! That's what happens when I make invisibility potion suppositories. Damn
It
it!
just
Ah.
ass exploded and
Yeah. No, just
This is
hey,
the little-
anyway, tell us what's going on.
What's going on? Well, I mean, apart from the creepy child that's about to kill us, well, we just rescued someone who may be about to die again, and it's all happening right now at the house of our saved lady and the vampire child that may have even sired her. So, in saving the mother and reuniting her with the child, we may have actually separated the mother from the child because the child was probably trying to get the mother back. Something like that. I don't know. This all sounds very complicated.
Oh yeah, you know what's it's even more weirder when the baby sired the mother.
Yes.
As a vampire.
Oh, so it's the baby who turned her mom into one? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So don't worry, we'll cover it in the recap, guys. If you aren't following what's going on, don't worry. Don't worry. For those of you who want to know, my party is split clean in 3. So I will do my best here. I'll do my best here. As Guy is my witness, I will definitely be able to split my party and do it well. Okay, here we go.
Well, what could go wrong?
Now, what could go wrong indeed? Okay, here we go. What am I doing? I am playing some creepy music. Oh yeah, perfect. Here we go. Our story begins in the village of Barovia, in the lands, coincidentally also named Barovia. Our heroes, who had journeyed from the far and distant lands from whence they hailed, have done a number of heroic deeds throughout the lands. They have managed to save a small child from potentially being drowned by an evil fisherman. They have defeated an evil monstrosity from deep within the bowels of the lake. And now they seek to help the vampire kind, having cured a recently turned but not yet fed vampire, a woman by the name of Bree, found in the alleyways behind the Blood on the Vine Inn. After taking the vampiress to the temple and performing a very sacred and forgotten ritual, it seemed as though all seemed well. Vagag stayed behind to speak with the priest. Having been bitten in the fray, Vagag was worried that perhaps the taint of the vampire had slowly begun to take hold in the great Goliath's body. Argento and Demiro, being the honorable souls that they were, guided Bree, the unconscious woman, back to her abode in hopes of reuniting her with her daughter. And Esther, in a means to try and glean through the veil of mystery within Barovia, has set out into the streets once more in order to try and find, hopefully, some clue that might offer answers to the mysteries surrounding their current circumstances. Well, Vagag found that the priest seemed to have a secret of their own. Deep beneath the catacombs underneath the chapel, Vagag comes face to face with a vampire spawn, who he believes to be the son of the chaplain himself. Or the abbot, sorry. Acolyte, that's the one. But knew it would begin with A. Argento and Demiro entered the domicile of Bree, only to find that Bree was not sired by a greater vampire, but a freshly turned and ravenous one. Her daughter, transformed into a creature of the night, having fed on her mother first, now sets its wet fangs upon Demiro and Argento. And lastly, Esther is reunited with another scary and terrifying visage of her past. the witch crone named Morgantha, whom the group had met down at the old windmill named the Bone Grinder. She sees Esther walking the streets alone and unaccompanied, and maybe has plans to get rid of the other witch in town once and perhaps for all. All right. Let us begin. We shall start below the church. Boop. Vigag, the priest behind you, a man by the name of Donovich, a large and rotund individual, seems to block your passage out and up the stairs. And a man in chains seems to stagger towards you. You see sharp, glistening canines flash in the darkness. The undercroft here is worn and ruined, and the damp clay seems to bend under its feet as it moves. Non-human footprints are left behind as he approaches.
Has he bitten anyone yet?
Donovich turns and says, "No, he has not. He has been kept here in a way, but I fear that the hunger has slowly driven him to madness. I'm not sure if the ritual would work. But I'm hoping that."
You're hoping what?
I'm hoping that it will.
Well, then we should wait for Esther to come back, and Demiro and Argento. We might be able to help him too.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What do you mean?
The ritual has already begun.
What?
And I'm afraid there is one last thing that I did not account for.
I just turned to him.
As he looks to you, you notice that he seems to be holding a cloth over his hand. The ritual calls for a sacrifice. And you can see that his hand seems to have a huge gash through it. So much so that both his pinky and his ring finger have been removed almost entirely, and a cloth bandaged through it.
Does it have to be a sacrifice of a being, or is it just a sacrifice of flesh?
I'm afraid it must be a sacrifice of the flesh. Something to draw the hunger out to its fullest, so that it may be removed and pried from the soul. I'm afraid I'm out of time. And the hunger that my son endures is far greater than that of the woman you had brought in. I'm sorry. I was hoping to find someone else.
I reach into my shirt and I say, "Would this suffice?" And I pull out the witch's hand.
The witch's hand you see is dry and desiccated. As you hold it out, his eyes glance over it. Meanwhile, across town, in a small house, Argento and Demiro, you hear the sounds of scratching, almost like a raccoon or a possum, coming from above you. You turn to face the sky, and you don't see anything, but notice 3 large gash marks along the railing, along the rafters of the roof. Claws from a wild animal? A cat, maybe?
Peculiar.
Where do we see the marks?
It's in the rafters. So if you look, the roof has several large wooden struts that run across the entire length of the ceiling. The scratch marks seem to be in those bits of wood.
Hmm.
Seems to be that something's been here, Demiro.
Well, maybe he wasn't turned in the street.
Starting to believe this myself. Something doesn't seem right. The child's missing. Something seems off here.
What is your passive perception for the two of you?
Uh, 15.
Where's it at? Where would I find that?
It's your perception plus 10.
Perception plus 10, yeah. It's like 11.
All right. All right. You both notice as suddenly emerging from the shadows is a tiny figure, no more than maybe 6 years old, of a small girl with fangs razor sharp, lunging at you. Both of you can make dexterity saves.
Where's my dexterity?
Oh, neither of you managed to make it.
Oh no.
A bite on Demiro. And a glancing claw on Argento.
Holy crap.
Alright, 12 points of damage. And Argento, 9. But Argento, as she's scratched you, she's managed to grab onto you. And she now clings to you. This tiny little figure, blood literally staining her white dress red as she hisses from behind the back of your calf.
I want to try to get her off of me by grabbing her and pulling her away. I'm assuming she's not very big, so
Make an athletics check.
Absolutely. Nice going, Fred.
Get it. Yes.
Alright. You are no longer grappled. You grab her and you fling her and you try to throw her across the room, but it's mysterious how she travels. You throw her with enough force to cause her to crash into a nearby building. But as she does so, almost like she's like a piece of paper on the wind. You watch as her body corrects itself. Demiro, Argento, what's your reaction to this?
I'm a bit shocked, obviously, that this little kid who a few minutes ago was okay, but now seems to be a vampire. I sort of look to Demiro and say, what is going on?
Well, we've been deceived.
Oh, this is, I mean, I've never seen a child like this, so.
Well, that's true. Okay. Young girl, are you the lady that we met out the front of the house?
She says, "Get away from my mother. She's mine. All mine."
Oh, well, yes, of course she is. That's why we're returning her.
She hisses once more as we pan across to a nearby alleyway.
Diplomatizing with vampire.
Where we see Esther staring down what looks to be an old woman, haggard and twisted. She stands in front of a small carriage filled with pies as she looks to you with these menacing, venomous eyes.
Do I go or do I wait? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go.
Oh, sorry. I just want to make sure first. So there's a reason. I don't want to spend too much time, so I'll just go into it and then I'll explain later. But let me get something real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to find it again. No, there ain't no need for animosity between us. I ain't spoken ill of you, have I?
No.
Sure, I may have overreacted when you attacked my group, but I apologize for that. They saved my skin a few times. I thought I should repay you a favor.
Well, my dear, it seems as though you have learned some manners since wandering the realms of Barovia. But that begs me the question of, is it manners you learned or cunning?
One second. I'm still trying to find it. I don't know where it went. I'm so sorry. How's about a sign of goodwill? I'm not saying
Intriguing.
we will.
What do you have in
What?
mind?
Wait, I'm sorry. I never. One second. She thinks, trying to figure out. Doesn't really look like she wants to say this. If we are to find some unfortunate lost soul on our travels, would you prefer we send them your way?
You would send old and weary travelers to Morgantha? And why should I believe you?
Well, I wouldn't want to cross you, would I? You know. You both know that. Oh goodness, I'm sorry. Ow.
No, you would not want to cross me at all.
Sorry, that was really loud.
Oh, sorry. Was that me very loud or the music very loud?
That was you.
No.
No, me or the music. I can turn one of them down.
The laugh. No. It was just sudden. It scared me.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I mean,
Loud
I mean, is that a good
Loud
thing? I
noises.
mean, I guess. I mean, this is all right.
Just loud noises, sensory stuff. It's okay.
Sorry. All right.
Michael's, yeah,
She says, "You're right to fear me, child. I am older than even your master would be able to tell. Fine. Then a pact we shall make, that upon the finding of any of your wandering souls, lost in Barovia, not born of the land or its people, they shall be relinquished to old Morgantha. Oh, they will. And Morgantha shall never darken your doorstep. Do we have a deal?" She raises her hand and these bony fingers kind of crack as they open into a handshake that she gestures towards you. Now we'll come back to that in a moment, as we will quickly change pace back to beneath the church, where we find Vagag. "I'm sorry. I'm afraid that there is too much blood needed to satiate the spirit within." He draws a knife The harm you seek is dry and old, and possesses none of the vital essences we need for the ritual. Father, it hurts. It hurts. I hunger, Father. I smell you. I taste the iron on my lips. Please, Father. Stay back, Doru. My dear, precious boy. It'll be over soon.
I turn to Doru, hearing him call them out. Doru, we may have a way to bring you back, but you have to promise me to stand down.
He lumbers towards you. Make a persuasion check. Uh-oh.
5.
Oh, yeah?
I don't have. Oh no, I have inspiration. I want to use my inspiration.
Alright, go on.
Too bad. That is higher. 10.
Yeah, that is higher. You are correct. Alright. At this point, unfortunately, Doru flies into a rage.
Okay.
Alright. We are going to go to initiative. And let's try this out. Okay. Initiative.
Please let me go first.
Okay.
Oh.
Beautiful. All right. Can we turn the volume up on Vigag a little bit? Vigag, can we turn up your volume at smidge?
How's that?
Wait.
Let me know, chat.
All right. So, rolling initiative. We start with Vigag.
Yes. All right. Just in case, because what's his name? Dominic or Domir?
Oh, Donovich.
Donovich. Yeah. I'm gonna back up from him a little bit.
Joe?
And I don't have a map, so I can't. Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of back up a tiny bit. Just gotta wait for it to. Just like
All right, you back
there.
up a little bit.
And I'm going to cast on myself Arcanist Magic Aura. Do the same thing I did to Argento, where I make myself seem undead.
All right. All right. Very well. Your Arcanist Aura glows and illuminates, creating a sphere of energy around you. You feel slightly protected, though for how long it'll last is another question. Demiro. Can I... Nope. I'm going to have to change it manually. Sure. Demiro. Inside the house, you see the little girl. She is barely touching the ground, but blood drips off her dress.
So she didn't respond after we said we were returning the mother.
She says, "You have taken the gift that I have given her. I shall give it anew, but she needs strength. And I will get that strength from you!"
Oh well, we're always happy to help.
Then die!
But maybe we'll help you tomorrow.
We'll help you in the morning.
Here,
But morning never comes in Barovia.
Yeah.
Oof.
Dang.
You swing your rapier. Her small figure floats like a reed, bending and bowing, avoiding your blade. You hit the wall behind her. And that is all.
Does casting as a bonus action provoke? Is there such a thing anymore in this?
I'll say no. I'll say she's not really expecting you to be casting yet, so by all means.
Just a healing word on myself.
Very well. You speak a few muttered words, healing yourself with your magics as they stitch your wounds, and you feel a little bit better. We shall then move back to the chapel and to Doru. I am sorry. I can't stop myself. He rushes over to you and attempts to bite you.
Yeah, that hit. I don't think I'm at full. Oh, yeah, I'm not.
12 points of damage and a grab as it grabs onto you and starts chomping on your neck. Next, we go back to the little girl. The little girl is next to Domiro as it turns and just tries to claw, trying to grab onto Domiro's form. Seven points of damage. As she digs into your arm, she grabs on, trying not to let you pull your blade out of the wall. Alright. Oh, we don't need you anymore? You're fine. Donovich. He says, "No, my son, you can't drink from his blood. If you do, the ritual will not work." He attempts to pull his child off of Vagag, but does not find himself able to. "No, you can't. Resist. Resist, my child. Remember all that you have been taught. Hunger, flesh."
No.
All right. Argento.
Yeah.
The little girl seems to have Demiro in a tight position.
All right. Seeing as she's obviously attacking Demira, I want to try and obviously attack her with my Warhammer, if that's possible. She's not latched onto him. I wouldn't hit Demira in the process of attacking her, would I?
No.
All right. So yeah, I'll hit her with the Warhammer. At least try to anyway.
I'll try to hold my arm out so that
Yeah.
hold her in front of the Warhammer.
You hold your arm out. He breaks your arm with the warhammer. Yeah.
But you said she was latched onto my arm. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your arm is latched onto your arm. All right. With an 8, that will miss, however. But I will give you an advantage as she is clinging to Demiro. So yes, you may roll that again if you'd like.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah.
That's a bit better.
That's a bit better. Now maybe I have
Drag
to share.
onto the vampire spawn and
No, that's fine. I didn't share the map, so let me.
Yeah, it has a map.
There you go.
you can do it in the combat tracker though.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
That's okay. Her AC's 15, so that last one will hit. Just roll the damage on her. All right. She is wounded as you deal 5 points of damage. We cross into the alleyway, where Morgantha has her twisted hand poised to shake Esther's.
Do you want me to wait or do you want me to?
Oh, it is you straight after, so that's all she's doing, but it's your
Oh,
scene.
got it. Okay. Esther's going to look like she didn't expect her to actually go with the deal. She looks scared. She closes her eyes, hesitates, but shakily takes the hand.
You feel, as she grabs onto your hand, that she holds it tightly. Her hand begins to shake violently. And you watch as a snake comes out from her sleeve and travels up the length of her arm. Instinctively, you kind of half pull away, but she seems to hold you tightly. And as the snake coils around, you realize that a snake is coming out of your sleeve as well. The snakes pass each other as they get over the clasping hands and bite onto the wrists of both you and Morgantha. You feel a sharp pain for a split second. And then Morgantha disappears.
She's gone?
She is
Alright,
gone.
Perfect. So I can't see her, and, alright. Then, I'm going to... So, I'm right here, like, there, the Argento and Demir right here, and then the church is that way, right? So, like, I'm going to line?
Yes, let's take a quick look at the map of Barovian Village for a second. There we go. Alright, so to give you guys an idea of where everything is going down, currently, Demiro and Demiro and Argento are over here, in this alleyway here. Over here is where Esther and the Morgantha were. Yeah. And then all the way up here in the church is where we left Vagag. So roughly you are looking at, if I were to look at these, one square is 40 foot. So that is, you are roughly about 160 foot away from Demiro and Argento. And you are...
Like 500. No.
320 foot, give or take, from the church.
Okay. Once I feel comfortable that she's actually gone, I walk away a bit. I kind of stretch a bit, and then I shape change a bit. Just in my eyes where no one can see. Guess it's time for a new face.
As you feel your bones and flesh begin to meld and change, your changeling powers shift and alter it. Your eyes change color, your bone structure shifts. You still kind of look like Esther, but with a few facial differences.
Oh, I was just changing the eyes, just the eyes. Yeah,
just the eyes?
Just change the eyes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I kind of
Alright.
imagine crocodile's lids or a lizard's lids just kind of like that. He's kind of shaping your eyes to kind of.
I'll explain the. Oh, sorry. I'll explain the plan later. Sorry.
All right. The guy doesn't think he could pull a vampire off him like when he did earlier. So instead, he's going to activate the tattoo on his face and lurch out the 8 tentacles at Doru and attempt to reverse grab him.
Alright, make an athletics check. Your tattoos begin to glow as you reach out to reverse the grapple.
Actually, it's not an athletics check, it's just because the tattoo just activates. Where is it? It's a inventory, that's right. Friendly grass tattoo. The creature just has to succeed at a DC 14 strength save. But if you want me to roll, I still will. So.
No, I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it a check or a save?
Save.
Nope, first one, not the second. 17.
That actually does succeed. So, I failed. You succeed, so it doesn't grab me.
All right.
That was my action. I guess as a move action, is he like attached to me? So he's like latched on?
Oh
I
yeah,
can still move my legs?
he's latched on.
Okay, so he's like on me. Could I attempt to move closer to the stairs with him on me?
Yeah, make a strength check. Or an athletics check. Make an athletics check.
Yep. 17.
Yeah, you can make your way to the stairs. I'll say you can move at half speed.
Yep. As I kind of make my way towards the stairs to move upward.
Alright. Domiro. The vampire child is sucking your blood.
I kind of need that blood.
Kind of, just a little bit. Actually, I'll let you have a think. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go grab a quick drink. I shall return momentarily. What?
Okay.
No problem. I actually trying to figure out because I forgot that Doru is still attached to chains. So I wonder how far those chains actually go. Like, are they just gonna keep extending as I go? Infinite chains. Ooh, I want these chains. This is gonna be funny. Nice. But yeah, I gotta figure out how to get this guy out. Oh no.
I just feel like we're in a bad spot, Demiro.
Yeah.
What do you think's gonna happen to me?
Okay.
Yeah.
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 I have returned.
We have a poll going on. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Demiro, what are we doing? The Vampiress has you by the arm.
Yes.
Actually, clawed, not teeth. So soon to be teeth.
I shall attempt to get her to let go. I shall use unsettling words on her with my bonus action, so that she gets minus a d6 from her next saving throw.
Nice.
And then I will say, what does the vegan zombie say? Grains. And cast hideous laughter on her.
Great.
All right, so she gets a negative d6 to her saving throw.
That's a wisdom saving throw, and I think I can drop it on her actually.
All right. First one, not the second one. Oh, that's an 8 and a 10. So yeah, she'll fail.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cool.
All right. She turns and she laughs, rolling around. And that is all she can do.
And I will take a step back.
Very well. You step away from the vampire. But a vampire that does not step away is the one attached to Vagag. He attempts to maintain the grapple with teeth bared.
Get off me.
19. Please make
It's...
please make an athletics check to resist
Okay.
being ripped apart.
Yeah, he's still attached. No. Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. I just realized. What am I at? Oh, no.
What is oh no?
Nothing. You'll find out soon.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
All right. The dark desires born from deep within the undead surge forward. And you are drained.
Ooh. I'm slightly older. Oh,
All right. And you take 17 damage,
Uh-huh.
and Vigag falls unconscious, hanging in the mouth of Doru. Actually, we'll finish off this scene as Donovich goes, "No! Son, no! What have you done?" He rushes over, and everything in Vigag's world goes dark. The vampire spawn once again attempts to break out of the roaring laughter, spending the whole action to do so. What's the DC?
DC is 14 wisdom.
14? Alright. She will stop laughing, but at the end of her round, tears seem to stream from her eyes, and she looks at you and says, "You'll pay for that."
Well, I don't usually take payment for entertainment, but whatever you have is fine, I'm sure.
Argento!
Yes. Seeing all this sort of take place and watching her laugh is quite fun, but I seize it as an opportunity to make an attack. So I want to actually, I'll sort of step between her and Demira a little bit, sort of put myself between them almost,
Sure, sure.
and then attack with my warhammer again.
Do we get advantage attacking prone people?
Yes, you do.
Nice.
So this is an advantage roll.
That is an advantage roll.
Awesome.
Nice.
Solid hits. Very nice.
Squelch.
Alright, she seems badly wounded as your hammer finds purchase in the center of her body. Her body seems to be slowly trying to stitch itself together and repair. As we go to Esther, who is across town.
Assuming it's been an hour at this point, since everything's first happened, right? Would it be around an hour?
I'd say around about an hour, yeah.
Okay, because Argento said that if Vigag isn't back by an hour, that we would go and get him, right?
Sure.
I think so. Is that what you said, Argento?
It is, yeah.
Okay, but if it's been an hour, I'm going to walk in that direction because I don't want to use my dash action yet because there's something I want to do with my action if I can. I think. This may be a bit weird, but...
Sure. You begin to make your way towards the church. Not sprinting, but moving with reasonable haste. Time is of the essence, after all, and who knows what trouble Vigag could get into.
Bum,
Try
bum.
Oh, so
Oh, you're good. That was
with my action.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, what would you like to do with your action?
Yeah, go ahead.
If it's been an hour and I haven't seen or heard anything, could I imitate church bells ringing with thaumaturgy?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
To try to I don't know if they would be the same as where I was from, like where Esther's from, but the sort of like, all right, there's something that everyone needs to get to the church, or like they're just like signals. From what I know, but it's okay.
Now, Argento and Demiro, you hear this from nearby. Definitely a lot closer than the church would actually be.
Sounds a lot closer than the church would actually be. Yeah.
Like it was coming from town or something.
Yeah.
Monster church.
Does this have any effect on the vampire at all?
Oh, interesting question. She seems surprised. That is all for now.
All right. So I think we're all in the same boat. Church bells ringing.
Yeah.
Seems a bit odd. But, yeah.
Is it back to us?
Yes. Vigard gets a critical failure on his death save.
Oh no. That always happens.
But yes, we are now back to Demiro.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
All right, Demiro, what do you do?
Right, I will step up. Well, bell has sounded. It must be past your bedtime, young lady.
She says, the only one going to sleep is you.
Whoa.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, the rapier pierces into her, but her body seems remarkably sturdy. The vampire pushes into your blade. I want you to roll your damage again on her. Alright, as she pushes onto your blade, she pushes the wound deeper until she is at the hilt of your rapier. And then she turns and she attempts to bite your neck with advantage.
Uh-oh.
Alright. 14 points of damage. She bites into you. Argento, you can see Demiro is in dire need of trouble. Of help. Not trouble.
Yes.
He doesn't need more trouble. He's in plenty of trouble. Do not bring him trouble. Leave the trouble behind.
So because she's so close to him, I'm going to switch to my hand axe, and I want to chop at her with it. I'm going for her head with my hand axe.
Very well. You throw the hand axe in the garbage. Oh, sorry. Throw the warhammer in the garbage, and you're like, you're useless to me. No, you don't need just. All right. You pull out your hand axes and you chop down on her body. A sizable wound. Not yet enough to fell the foul creature.
And just so you know, Argento, the piercing and slashing are usually fairly similar.
Yeah.
So
All
your
right.
warhammer was the only thing actually damaging her properly.
And now we know. The warhammer's like, come put me back in, coach. I'm not done yet. All right. I can take her.
Well,
Just give me a couple.
I didn't want to hit the mirror. She's biting him on the
I'm
neck.
ready to swing.
All right. Esther.
Argento, smash her skull in.
Fair enough.
I got a 63 in a row.
I,
All right, Esther, what are we doing?
yeah, sorry. The thaumaturgy lasts for a minute, so it's just gonna stay up, and I'm going to use my dash action to just keep going.
All right, you're well, not sprinting. You're moving as quickly as possible up north. 10, 20, 30. All right, that'll move you off the board on that side. All right, you are.
Crit fail. The death save. I need a crit on the save.
Let's see. So that would put you here.
Oh, would I have passed him at this point? Would I have heard what's going on? I didn't.
Oh, you mean with Demiro and Argento?
Yeah, as I was going, because I thought it was like a diagonal one. No, I'm sorry, I didn't
No,
understand.
okay. No, that's fine. It's kind of like you're moving around the block where they are. I will allow you to make a perception check, though, if you would like.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay, sorry, I want to make sure. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Where's percent? There it is. Oh, that didn't go. Okay, one more time. Come on. Come on.
You know what? I will say that with a 19, you could hear, as you were about to kind of veer off, you can kind of hear the sounds of some commotion coming from a nearby house. You're not sure what it is, but it definitely sounds like the sounds of struggle.
Okay. So, anything down? And has anyone seemed alerted by the bells at this point?
Well, the bells have rung. Maybe 2 or 3 people are like very tired, like wiping grime from their eyes as they look out the window. They're like, "The hell is that noise?" Ugh.
Okay.
Oh, God damn it! As if our lives weren't miserable enough, now we have bells in the streets. Oh, what a weary and horrible life we live. Oh, last week we had to eat a squirrel, what for dinner, and now we have to stay up late because of bells. Oh.
It's not Wednesday morning yet. It's still Monday.
No, it'd be hump day. We're fairly sure of this. Yeah. You can see a couple of people. You can see a couple of people in the windows, kind of looking down at you.
Stop the first
Esther.
I can wait for the next one to do anything.
No, it's fine. This is kind of on the way as you were, so you've heard it. You can do something if you would like to change from continuing to the church.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay, you're doing great. I mean, you're not the one dying, Vigog. That's okay. I'm very accustomed to Neil being on the doorstep of death.
Magog is the new Ren, but he's actually gonna die.
Yeah.
Can I point them? Well, I don't want to put anyone at risk, but just get them aware of the commotion.
Yeah,
That
sure. Can I get a persuasion check from you as you look up towards the people and you say, "Hey, listen, there's a thing, a noise coming over there. It's a commotion." And you see, unfortunately, the jaded and dejected people here, say, "Yeah, there's always a commotion. Go back to sleep. And turn off that racket."
Did you give us all advantage for turning the vampire back to normal? I forgot.
This is.
Or, I mean, not advantage, inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah.
Oh yeah. Everyone did get inspiration for that. Yeah.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. May I try again?
If you
Sure,
guys
sure.
want to know, when you get inspiration, by your character name, there's a little button that says.
Oh no, I know. I had used one. I used one last session, but that was before
Okay.
we helped
No
out.
problem.
Ooh, actually, you know what? Let us actually look into this. One of the people say, that's the old Bree woman's place. Oh, she's a single mother and she's trying her best to raise her wee one. If something bad's happening to her, then maybe we could help. All right, but keep it down. Oh, okay, I'll go. One of the local farmers is heading down. His name is Todd Smith. And he is he's 21 years old. Quite handsome. He was born and raised in Barovia Village. He wanted to be a painter when he grew up. Unfortunately not much call for painters in Barovia. So he's kind of been working as a laborer, taking grain and refilling like the bake houses and the like. He's a lovely, lovely dude. He's recently asked his childhood sweetheart to marry him, and they're engaged and due to be wed in a few months. They've got a secret though, that she's actually pregnant, but they're waiting for the they're waiting for the announcement, waiting to tell other people before she, before they make the big reveal. Wait until they're married and stuff like that. As Todd sort of comes out with a lantern, he begins to head over to the other house. And as he does so, all right. As he does so, hello there. Anyone here? I heard a kind of ruckus, or at least I suppose folks talked about a ruckus. You hear a kind of rapping at the door. Argento and Demiro, you see the little girl look at the window and then look at you, then look at the window, then look at you. She then smiles. She starts to float quickly towards the window.
No.
What do you do?
She's still impaled on my rapier.
She's flying with your rapier. Yeah.
He's not holding on to it anymore.
I was holding that.
I thought I was kidding.
She's floating over towards the window.
Yeah, where you can see the silhouette of a man outside holding a lantern. Hello, is everything alright in there? I've come to lend support and assistance to anyone that might need it at this ungodly hour.
Oh.
My name is Todd.
Probably, everything's swell.
As you say that, she stops in front of the window. Oh, are you sure? There seemed to be quite a commotion coming from in the house.
Oh yes, there is definitely a commotion in the house, but you needn't concern yourself. But we do appreciate your concern.
Oh, are you friends of Madame Bree?
Well, she actually had a bad turn today. We were just turning her safely.
Oh, I see. Make a deception check or a bluff check. As
It's not a bluff. That's literally what we did.
you're trying to make her. You're trying to give the impression that everything is okay.
Oh yeah.
That's where the bluff's coming in. Not necessarily specifically what you're saying.
No problem. So I get a minimum 10, I think, on these. Yes, persuasion or deception. That'll be 15. 16.
He says, "Oh, all right then. Well, I guess I'll be on my way, but I'll be checking up in the morning. And
yes, you do that.
I just live across the road, so I'll be.
It would be marvelous for you to check in on her in the morning.
Oh, I'll be sure to do that." He then sort of backs away slowly and scratches his head. I'm going to award Demiro away with words. Because of the plot twist being played, she stays her hand focused more on the two of you than this random stranger. She looks to you and hisses once more. Argento, it is your turn.
All right. I will put the hand axe away, and I will actually use a warhammer on her this time. I will try, hopefully successfully, hit her with a warhammer. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, max damage.
That is max damage.
Everything's alright. Okay.
All right, so that cleans her clock completely as wham! You hit the vampire square in the chest. She falls down, gurgling on her own
It's
blood.
the rapier.
He comes back.
Oh yeah, you hit the rapier and you nail her to the wall. Now, while she's hanging on, she's still kind of withering, but trying very hard to reach out at you.
Mm.
While her body seems to be somewhat stuck, it does not seem to stop. It's unrelenting and mindless grab at you, but it almost seems like she's unconscious.
Getting your rapier back anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right, what do you guys want to do?
Is she responsive to us at all, or is she just sort of mindlessly grabbing forward?
Not
Like, if
anymore.
we step to the side, does she follow us?
She does step aside. She does follow you. She seems to almost be automatically following you.
Right.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this will work, but I will actually try a healing word on her.
As you do, she hisses. Her flesh burns a little.
Well,
She scratches angrily.
I guess there's not much more we can do, Argento.
No. I don't think there's much more we can do. We should maybe
Yep.
get out of here and
Dun. Walks outside.
Well, I mean, it's not the nicest thing to wake up to see your daughter pinned against the wall of your house.
no.
So I went on to
What do you suggest?
Well, the trouble is, we don't know the story. So, you remembered having a daughter, but she may have lost that daughter some time ago.
True.
So,
Hmm.
perhaps it's best if we remove the body.
I would agree. Besides, we don't want her waking up in the morning, finding her daughter lying dead. We don't want to bring any more attention to us than we've already gotten here, I think.
Yes, we just need to stop it moving somehow. Maybe your axe?
Sure. Think an axe to the skull might stop it. Let's see.
All right. In a moment of silence, the little girl's body, twisted and pale, still clawing at you with the vampiric hunger, seems to reach. As Argento, you approach with the axe in hand.
Yeah.
With a single solitary whack, you cleft the skull from neck, and the head falls to the ground. Immediately, the body transforms into ash, and the head goes still.
One thing I wanted to add there is before, well, obviously it's happened, but before I wanted to make just I guess a comment to her to say, you know, I'm sorry that you met this fate. But we have to do what we have to do here. But I wanted her to so know that I do feel bad this has happened. She's obviously a little kid, and I feel as a character this is very confronting. I don't like to hurt people, but especially little kids. So with this one, I just wanted her to know that I felt bad for her, but yes, we had to put her out of her misery. The right call.
Well, I was thinking we might have to clean up rather a mess there, but that's interesting. It disintegrated.
Yeah, I'm definitely sort of shocked by that. I've never seen anyone just disintegrate into dust before.
Is it some sort of ghost, maybe?
This whole place seems very odd and strange. I think
Very strange.
we
Just so you know, the head is still on the floor here.
Oh, but the body disintegrated.
Correct.
Oh. Well, I suppose we do have something to clean up then. Yeah, maybe sack.
Yes.
just the bottom half. That was the best.
All right.
Find a
Meanwhile,
bag.
as Demiro and Argento clean up the vampire from Madame Brie's house, we return to the citadel, to the castle. Esther, you approach the cathedral. The windows high, stained glass, allowing very little light in beyond the candlelight within the actual church itself. You call out, but can't seem to hear anything. It is dead quiet. As you approach the center of the church, you notice a blood stain. Far more blood than people should really be letting out, smeared across the altar and leading towards one of these stained glass windows. It's shattered, with the glass fallen on the outside, indicating something leapt out of the church here. You make your way down the flight of stairs the blood seems to come from. And at the bottom of the stairs, you see a body.
No!
It is Vigag. He lies still and motionless. Next to him is another body. It is the body of the priest. With the two bodies lying next to one another, there is a moment of abject horror. The morning arises the following day. Demiro, Argento, and Esther. The three characters have met up and as they have previously agreed, and are sharing what they have found. Argento and Demiro, what do you do with the head of the vampiress as you make your way there?
Tucked in a sack for now.
Are you keeping the sack with you, or
until we find something to do with it? I would assume. Yeah.
Okay. And where would you be meeting this morning?
I think we agreed to meet at the inn.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
And that is where you find yourself, deep in the tavern known as the Blood on the Vine.
Mm.
All right. The scene is yours.
Can't seem to see Vergog anywhere. Have you seen him anywhere? Can you seem to find him, Demiro? I can't see him.
I mean, he's obviously not here. Is he?
Esther hasn't arrived yet either. It's just the two of you for now.
Sure.
And is there many people in the tavern?
It's early morning. There are a couple of town drunkards that seem to be lining the walls here, but that's about it at the moment.
It doesn't seem they've made it back.
Did we have room? No, not really. We were just going to meet here.
Yeah. I wonder if this is has anything to do with those church bells we heard earlier.
Yeah, maybe.
Quite.
Yes, there is as well.
Yeah. Not sure what happened.
Well, we must have spent longer fighting that vampire than it felt. Is the innkeeper here?
Yes. Looking towards the center of the tavern, you could see still setting up, because it is quite early in the morning, still setting up in the center of the tavern is the tavern owner. A rather large man by the name of Arik.
I say, Eric, you didn't happen to notice a rather large fellow made of sort of a bit stony.
Oh, what? You mean
last night, did you?
You mean the Goliath fellow that came with you?
Yes, that's the one.
I can't say I've seen him this morning. Yeah, folks said that they've seen him walking about though.
Oh, they have they?
Yeah, seen him about town late last night, in fact, over by the church. Up to some mischief in the middle of the night, are we?
Probably.
Oh, you know what they say. Always make room for, you know who.
Who?
You know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Do
You figure that he's probably talking about, Strahd.
Right. Oh, you mean?
Yeah, you get it. Straight on the bat. No, nothing gets by you, sir.
Well, I guess we best go and see what he's been digging up around the church.
Let's go. I agree.
All right. Finishing your beverages, you begin to make your way through the village. Heading up north, you find your way to the church once again. As you throw open the doors, you can see a sight of carnage. Blood strewn about the place, and worse still, just the smell of death and decay.
I don't remember it looking like this when we left.
Oh, something is different. That smell.
The chair is a little bit more broken than before.
Yes, something has happened here. You can smell it. Someone has died here, I believe.
We'll probably follow the scent.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Yeah, start to look around.
Following the scent, you begin to make your way around, eventually coming to Esther, who is walking up the flight of stairs.
Esther, I suppose you've seen Vigard wandering around, have you?
Oh, you can't hear us?
I think I can now.
Okay.
I was trying
I
to figure
don't
that out. I'm
suppose
sorry.
I don't suppose you've seen Vigard wandering around, have you?
She turns, nods, and then walks back down, waiting for y'all to come.
You follow behind. The steps are slow, but every step you kind of get this sinking feeling, as if your feet kind of fall away and tumble underneath you, until you reach the bottom of the stairs. There you see two sheets. One laid over what looks to be a rather pudgy-looking man, you know to be likely the acolyte, and the other, a tall Goliath, you believe to be Vigard.
Wait. He died by being bitten, right?
That is correct.
And he still hasn't turned yet?
It's been maybe 4 hours since. You don't know when exactly he's been bitten, and you're not entirely sure of the transformative process. How long it takes for someone who has been bitten to turn could vary, based on who, how, when, etc.
Okay. I that's why I was waiting. I didn't know if he was going to turn immediately.
As of
Sorry.
now, he has not turned.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know.
I take it then Vigard is not just resting.
He's pining.
Yeah, no, just kidding.
Uh, what seems to have happened here, Esther? How did this happen?
I don't know. There was something beneath the church. I thought I was enough to warn him, but I wasn't.
Well, it does put rather a damper on the mood. Probably calls for another drink though. I'll crack out a bottle of wine.
Pulling out a bottle of wine, you cork it. You don't have any glasses though.
I'll just have a swig and pass it around.
I actually wanted to wait until y'all were here. I don't have the best plan, but there's something I can possibly do. I have augury, and I can use it to see if there's any way to help.
Well,
If
if
you
there's
can think
anything
of something.
you can do, let's do it.
Is there a risk using sight in a place where Strahd has sight overall?
What was that? I couldn't.
Do you think there's a risk using that kind of vision in a place where Strahd has total domain?
That's the least of my concerns right now. In all honesty. First, I can cast Gentle Repose if y'all want to make sure that it doesn't turn yet.
Are we generally aware of how turning works?
Make a general religion check if you wish to. All right. With a natural 20 for Argento, a regular 20 for Esther, but a 7 for Demiro, both of you would know that the actual process of turning into a vampire spawn involves two parts. The first is, of course, having the blood drained from you, and the second is having an essence of the vampire replacing the essence stolen. It is a strange process, which means that not all victims of vampires become the spawn. But in this case, the only way to really tell is to apply a test with silver. Any silver placed upon the body, even if it is dead, will burn for those undergoing the transmogrification. As for time, it will take anywhere between 1 to 6 hours in order to transform. It has currently been 4 hours since Vagag's demise.
So Argento would explain to Demiro basically that what you just said. I don't want to rehash it again for everybody, but ultimately we would explain that to you, that there has to be two-stage process, and we can check by laying an object of silver on him to see if he's turned yet. Now I happen to have my holy symbol, which is made of silver. I've never taken it off, but I can in this case. And I can lay it on him to see what will happen.
Is it possible that we might be able to recreate the ritual that the Acolyte did?
I'll allow another religion check. With the acolyte dead, the ritual to transform a, well, for want of a better word, a virgin vampire who has not eaten anyone into their original form might be lost with them. But let's see how well you took notes during the ritual when it was cast. So religion checks from anyone who would like to.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right. Okay. With that, with a 22, you believe that you could recreate it. And you know what? Just because we got some wonderful bits from the wonderful audience, I will allow the audience to let me know if the ritual can or cannot be successful. So, I'm going to be putting a poll in there.
Life is in the audience's hands.
Yep. Save
Now we find out how
Vagag.
popular you
Yes.
are.
No. And turn him into a vamp. Yo. There we go. All right. The poll has been started.
I can't watch this time.
All right. There we go. Poll time.
I
Here we
got-
go.
I've got it up. I can't vote on that. So I can't even watch.
You can. Anyone who wishes to can vote on it, of course, even my players. But for the most part, you guys believe that you have enough details to at least attempt the ritual. In the meantime, however, Esther, if you want to use the augury, you may. One thing you do know is that Strahd uses reflections in order to spy and scry upon the people of Barovia. This area beneath the church seems to have almost been made to intentionally avoid the gaze of Strahd, with not a single reflective surface down here.
Well, I'm confused why reflections would matter here for augury whenever it's not about.
Oh, it's about casting an augury where Strahd can go, hey, you're trying to contact someone. So I think that's what Demira was saying earlier on. So what I'm saying
Okay.
is you wouldn't have that problem down here.
This is like the wheel and woe spell. So I
Oh,
was.
right. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think. What should I ask? Something we have to do in the next 30 minutes. I mean, I'll just run some ideas for you. I could ask if we try what would happen if we try the ritual. If y'all want me to ask that. If there's any plans y'all have for the next 30 minutes, just go ahead and ask me. Just go ahead and ask me, and then I'll ask. Go
All right.
ahead
Does
and
anyone have anything they would like to ask the augury?
I'm gonna get one, unless I cast it again.
I thought you already had your question set for it.
Well, no, I'm asking y'all before I cast it.
Oh, I'm happy with that question.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay, I cast it.
All right.
Yes.
So, you lay your hands down, and as you begin to cast the spell, can you describe how you cast your version of Wheel and Woe?
Okay. I take out my holy symbol, which is a replenishing deck of cards, and I lay 3 of them out. I close my eyes and I wave my hands over them, and I say, because my basically otherworld, the entity, as this spell says, is basically the dead. So I just say, your eyes look far beyond what I can see. Tell me what I need to know.
Magic begins to glow. And as it does, the 3 cards shimmer. The first card you flip is the symbol of death. The second card is the symbol of the siren. And the third card is that of Titania, Queen of the Fae. Now, Esther, you are you are effectively born and raised in the covens of the witchcraft from your native town. There is a rumor that those who are brought back through the use of things like resurrection spells bring with them a piece of the divine. So your soul doesn't just come back and fill a body; it is a piece of the holy entity's place, or the place of positive energy. A portion of that comes in with you in order to fill the gaps that is left as your body and mind decay from your death. However, there is another means of resurrection, one that is very rarely used by those outside of the druidic and witchcraft orders. And that is the Fey Pact. By making a deal with a Fey creature, one can summon said creature that allows for the wounds to stitch, and instead of filling the energies of the positive plane or the death plane, you fill its energies with this creature. It, in return, gets to exist in the real world and gets to enjoy sensations and feelings and all of those things that those with a mortal form have. And the person who has perished will return to life. However, it is a very dangerous thing to do, as the Fae can be very precarious, very puckish, and can often try to steal the bodies from those they revive. It is not too uncommon. In fact, changelings are believed to have been a product of such a union, where a body was taken by a Fey creature and then given the shape-shifting powers in order for the fairy to better suit the physical form. One of many rumors, of course.
I told him about it.
All right. Esther tells you about the potential for this ritual.
Intriguing, but doesn't really help clarify anything. I say.
Well,
really
in terms of it, what it means is that Vagag is, of course, gone.
Yeah.
But before he resurrects or turns into an undead, he could be revived and transformed into a Fey-bound soul.
Mhm.
Depending on what soul gets, what spirit or what fairy gets conjured. And if there are fairies who will allow that sort of thing here in Barovia.
Hmm.
And by the way, this actually comes courtesy of 2 plot twist cards and the audience's vote. So, we have the point of no return, meaning that Vagag is going to either come back as an undead or as this fairy type creature, and second wind, which of course is going into the fact that this whole ritual, this whole idea of his resurrection, being part of the fairies and stuff like that, this is to, kind of give Vagag a second chance, which the audience seems very keen to do.
Essentially, if we're interpreting the augury right, we can try the ritual, but we would have to modify it, since we don't have the acolyte's power to appeal to some Fey creatures for their assistance. Would that be accurate?
Correct.
Right. Well, that's not a no.
Yes. Well,
But I think I might need another drink first before we try this. And maybe Vagag needs one too. I'll pour some over him. Oh, he's not dead.
I'm choking now.
No,
his
wait.
turn, attack him. No,
Well,
Yeah.
do we have? Oh, how far was it to the Vistani camp from here? using taxi services?
Using the Dread Rider, it is not even a day. It's like maybe 2-3 hours.
Well, I mean, my suggestion would be the best place to get Fey intervention would be the Vistani camp. Perhaps we make haste down there and attempt the ritual. Plus, there may be assistance there from the wise people.
So, quick question is: do we actually risk him turning? Because you said he can turn within 6 hours, correct? It's been 4. So, do we risk him turning into a vampire? I mean, can he still turn into a vampire, or are we determined he can't?
Well, Esther said she could gentle repose him. Will give us some extra time.
Okay.
I'm not sure how long that lasts, but I think it's
Yeah.
maybe half a day or a day or something, at least.
Well, I definitely would agree that more hands would be handy here, would be helpful to get some people who are from this realm as well, who may be able to help us with things that they may know that we may not understand about this place, because clearly it's no place I've ever seen before.
And
So,
I mean, if I can help tap into my Fey ancestors, then no better place to do it than at a Vistani party.
what do you think, Esther? Can we safely move him and not risk any? Or do you feel this is something that needs to be addressed right now? Because if we can move him, I agree with Demiro. We should move him. We should get out of town and get somewhere.
I think that was a yes.
Yeah, I say we risk it. Yeah, let's risk it. Let's take him.
Let's go
How
for
do
it.
we summon the rider?
I think we just go to the post in town.
Indeed. Making your way to the town post, as it were, you can see, of course, a individual standing by the side. It is a man in dreadlocks who says, "Yes, well, it seems as though you have returned yet again. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. How may I be of assistance?"
We were hoping to make rather some haste to the Vistani camp down south.
Good. Yes, I know where the Vistani are, and I can take you there very quickly. For the meager price of 2 silver pieces, we can be there within the hour.
What if we double the fee?
Oh, doubling the fee would make me very happy. I would eat twice as well.
Very well then. Double the fee it is. And you shall join us when we get there.
Ah, excellent. Then, let us begin. As he invites you onto his carriage, and including Vigag as well, who he treats almost, he treats like Vigag is still alive. Like, will actually say, "Oh, this way, sir. Watch your step." As he places you onto the wagon, and with a neigh and a whip, the carriage begins to veer towards the Vistani camp.
All right, Bragog. I'm sitting with Bragog, and I'm sort of holding him so he doesn't bounce around too much. But yeah, I'm basically showing affection to Bragog in a way that's uncharacteristic. So I'm taking a sort of a responsibility of looking after him, just basically uttering words like "hold on," just hang in there. Oh, he can't hear me. It's just more of me trying to, I guess, talk through what I'm feeling for him. It's going to be all right. We're going to get you some help. Don't worry, Bragog.
These fairies are going to fix you right up.
Yeah.
It'll be fine, Argento. If I know fairies, then, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. there's
Yes.
there's at least
Oh.
a good chance that something will happen.
Yes. One can hope.
All right. So, you veer, taking a very, very roundabout road, but eventually, the very familiar sounds of the Vistani camp can be heard in the distance. And sure enough, with warm smiles and very, very happy tunes played, you see the Vistani. As you approach, the Dread Rider pulls up along one side. We have arrived. That will be 4 silver pieces.
I'll hand him over 5.
Ah, you're too kind. Far too kind. You are a beautiful soul. May you go and travel in all of the light's blessings. And he takes the coin and he pockets it. He says, now where can a thirsty rider wet his whistle? There's the giggling from a few of the Vistani women as he hurriedly makes his way to go and enjoy some of that silver. Now, these Vistani are actually not known to you. You have not met these particular ones. They are neither the ones from the original camp where Arabella comes from, nor are they the ones where the fortune teller were. But as they see you, they say, welcome, welcome. It's so nice to meet new travelers to the lands of Barovia. I am Vanash. It is a pleasure to meet you. Come, sit by the fire, warm yourselves, and tell us your tale.
Hello, new friends. Well, our tale today is somewhat one of woe, but perhaps of celebration too.
They listen with bated breath to the story of your group and their journeys, and even the saving of Arabella and the contributions of the man known as Vagag. As the story is being told, we find ourselves elsewhere.
We all be going. "Doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo."
Yeah, kind of. All right. Now, a large graveyard stretches out for what seems to be eternity, surrounding which is what appears to be a wall of screaming faces, silently agonizing. In the center of this graveyard, Vagag, your spirit manifests. You look around, and you try to move, but your legs seem heavy, almost as if they're weighed down. You feel your neck, where the wound had seeped in, and you feel the fresh wound still in your throat, but no pain seems to come from touching the tender flesh. As you drift over, you see a familiar face. A guardsman who you had found dead on the road when you first entered Barovia seems to be lost. He says, my horse! My horse! I can't seem to find my blasted horse. I knew I shouldn't have followed those children. They were too inexperienced. Coming to the lands like this. Curse my fortune. Curse my eyes. Curse.
Wayne?
Who said that? As he turns, you notice that his head is crushed. He has no eyes, but his ears seem to barely be able to hear you. Master? Master Vagag?
Yes,
I can hear you, but I can't see. Where are you? Where am I?
Follow my voice.
He seems to stumble over some graves. He frustratingly kicks it and hurts. Well, again, they don't feel pain, so He kicks this this thing and he just blast it all.
It's okay. We.
Master Fagag. I think.
Yes, what is it?
I think I might be dead.
I think I may be as well.
No. No, it can't be. What of the others? What of the troll? Did it eat them? Are they all right?
We defeated the troll
Oh,
as best as we could.
oh, thank the Maker.
We did not find their bodies there, so you don't have to worry about that. They managed to get away.
Did it get you? Is that why you're here?
I am not because of the troll. Because of something else way more dangerous.
I'm not sure if I
I
should
mean,
take comfort in this, but it is good to hear you, Master. It is good to hear your voice.
It's good to see you again.
He reaches very feebly with his hands, almost as if trying to grab yours.
I grab his hand.
He holds it. And as he does, he says, I'm sorry to see you here. Did you
It's alright.
Did you see any of the others?
I didn't get a chance to see, but I heard rumors of where Jade might be currently. Which means if she's alright, then the rest of them are okay too.
That is good to hear. Clyde ran away. Before the battle, he sensed that something was approaching and turned and fled. Before we realized what had happened, the troll was upon us. I'm sure that he is also okay. But as to where, I'm not sure. Soren fought bravely alongside me for what little help that I could provide. It hit so hard. I thought I could withstand it. I thought my shield and my armor were strong enough, but
It's alright. You did what any adult should do. What any teacher, guard, any type of adult should do is protect the young. You did wonderfully.
as you say this, his spirit begins to reform and starts to take the shape of his original form, his crushed skull now slowly transforming back into his original face. He looks at his hands, which are golden and glowing. He smiles at you softly and he says, "Thank you, Master."
It's been a pleasure.
A single tear sort of drops from his cheek and then transforms into this powdered gold as his spirit also transforms into these particulates that float into a breeze.
I try to hug him as he does that, and obviously like going through and just.
You do so. As your hands seem to pass through him, the gold seems to dissipate. But as it flies to the air, this vine of thorns reaches up and encircles the area around. The gold dust cannot pass through. It seems to be trapped within the thorns, and there it is sort of squeezed and wrenched. It glows brightly and dims, and then brightly again and dims, almost like it's fighting something, before suddenly disappearing in its entirety.
You monster! I'm gonna use Chilled Touch on it to try and free it.
As you do so, it seems to have no effect. Your spell does not cast. It does not leave your fingers. As you reach forward, you look at your hands and you realize you can see straight through them.
Oh no.
That's not
Oh.
good.
just think to myself, at least I was able to protect them.
Back in the Vistani camp, you see that the Vistani are all around you in absolute tears. Like, they're just crying. They're just, oh my god, that was the saddest story ever. And they saved this child, and then they fought a monster, and then they went back to the church. Who does such a thing? Oh, to get attacked. And you to think, oh, and all they want to do is bring their friend back. I mean, if I died, would you bring me back? No, I wouldn't bring you back. What do you mean you wouldn't bring me back, you bastard? Punches his friend in the shoulder. The Vistani.
There is much risk and lots of potential that it may not work or it may go wrong. But we believe he is worth the attempt. But we do beseech your aid, and for those who do want to help, we must acknowledge that dealing with the Fae is no small it's no small matter.
No, it's not. Sorry, I just need a second. One of us.
It all is not lost.
Yes, one of us was quite skilled in the art of speaking with the natural world and the creatures therein. It was Madame Eva, but rumor has it that she is also gone from this world.
That was the one that walked into the water?
Yeah.
Yes, it is unfortunate that she found her time.
If only we had her tarot deck, we might be able to channel some of her latent energies. Her daughter, Mivashti, is here, and she knew her mother's ways. Though maybe not as strong, she would, of course, help.
Well, we have a tarot deck. I don't. Do we know if we have her tarot deck or not?
Esther? You've got Madame Eva's tarot deck, yes?
I believe.
I only have the one card. Madame Una gave me a tarot deck. She only gave me the one card.
Ah, yes. So you have the one card. Yep.
That might be enough, but I'm not sure if we know that. Although Esther would know that.
I told y'all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it is fortunate, but we have a part of her deck with us.
From
It may
behind
be just
you.
the card we need.
From behind you, a woman dressed in a number of different colored robes steps forward. If you have but one card, I might be able to assist. The woman steps forward, and as she does, she says, Sister, may I?
Enter the card.
She takes the card, and as she looks at it, she just whispers quietly, Mother, I feel your spirit, and I feel your love for these people. This is a great gift, and not one that would easily be spent. Are you certain that you wish to conjure a creature of the Fae? They can be unpredictable. And even with the good standing the Vistani have, there is only so much we will be able to do to convince them to help.
Whenever I first used my ability to detect undead, I sensed that the land was sort of weird as well, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the land itself is different. It's almost like the land itself is blighted and sick. But you didn't really get any sense of the Fae, if that makes sense.
I don't know, but Well, what she was thinking is, even if she didn't sense the Fae are connected to the natural world, and what she wants is the same as them, to protect it. And this land has been, someone has tried to ruin it. She stands to defend against that. Hopefully, as the Fae do as well.
Very well. She raises her hands, and as she does, she begins an incantation. All right. She holds the card in her hand, and as she begins to hum, the card floats into the air. It flips, and you watch as the panel changes back and forth, until eventually a small creature forms on the edge of the card. A winged humanoid, tiny creature, probably no bigger than a squirrel, stands on the card. It is a beautiful red-haired female humanoid. This creature, as you would know it, is a woodland pixie.
Does it look like the one we met in Pyramid Book?
Very similar. Not the same one, but
No.
but yes, exactly the same type. As it looks up to you, it looks and says, "Wow, a physical body. Interesting. I didn't realize the air felt so cold." She flies over towards Argento. She lands kind of on the tip of Argento's muzzle, and she says, "You're big and so handsome." She sort of rubs the scales. The dragons truly are masterpieces. Even the slightest portion of them carve such beauty like marble into the very essences of people. Your soul is outstanding and shining. There's this giant blush that happens on like the cheeks of
Yeah. Just yeah, sort of no words to say, but just sort of taken back by the situation itself. Spade creature. Here's my friend dead, and this spade creature's hitting on me.
Yep. She then sort of flits around, doing like a loop-de-loop, and starts dancing around the Domiro, saying, "Another one of my kind. Oh, you must tell me your story. How is it being here? What's it like? How far have you traveled? What sights have you seen? What is the color of the rain? Tell me everything." As
Welcome, and I'll just start rattling off answers to her questions. Traveled far. We've come from a land far away. We have no way of return. We don't know how to get out. We're solving problems as we come across them.
You watch as she sort of squeezes her body tightly as she listens, and every now and then she's like, "That's amazing! That's incredibly sad! That's horrific! Oh my god! Oh, that's awful! Oh my
Halfway
god!"
through, I'll try and turn it into more poem or song.
Oh, she just falls absolutely head over heels. Esther, you realize the creature is very distracted, and there is a limited time before the spell will run out.
Hopefully one of us knows what's going on.
I'm sorry. I didn't catch it.
I was saying hopefully one of us knows what's going on. I think it's pretty
But before, I'm sorry. Well,
Oh, Michael was
was
saying that there's like
it seems like the Fae is very distracted, and you know that there's a limited time that they will stay here.
sorry. I'm sorry. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, my dear. She sort of
I,
flits over to you and sort of is is very much in front of you with her beautiful scintillating butterfly wings.
just holds out her hand, like, realizing her hand is a bit too big.
She hugs your hand. She basically just goes over and gives it a big old hug. She then sits on the palm of your hand.
I hate to rush you, but do you think that look over to Regard? Well, do you think you could help us?
I believe I can. Is it a pact that you seek? Something for me to perhaps walk in this world in? Oh, I would love that ever so much.
What are you looking to walk in, particularly?
Well, if truth be told, I have always desired love. You know, our kind, we live for so long that such constructs of time erode beneath us. But when one has limited time, such as here in the mortal realm, one lives every day, every moment like it's their last. And one beautiful creation of this finality of life is the ability to love someone with all of your essence to the day one dies. If I am to take this body, then all I ask is that it seeks love and does not shy from it. Because love, if anything, sustains us all, right? She looks over at the satyr.
Absolutely. I will ensure. In fact, I would give you my word that I will push him to love everything and every minute.
Well, I'm sure loving everything would be rather tiring, but just one. That is all I ask. I wish
Oh,
to
well,
experience.
of course.
I wish to experience it at least once in my life. What real love feels like.
May I say, well, there's two things. I'm sorry. First, can I try to just get a read on like her expression at the moment? Just
Sure.
sort of
Yeah.
curious.
Make
Yeah,
a
just-
insight check for me. Also, by the way, really quickly, I would like to give a very special and warm thank you to Falcon Wolf for that mini bitstorm. You, sir, are an absolutely wonderful individual. I hope that you, if you have not done so already, find the same kind of love that this pixie is looking for in your life. Because wonderful people like you that support content creators like that are just awesome people. These people are all supporters as well. They're also wonderful people. If you're here in the audience watching this and spending your time with me, you're also incredibly awesome. And I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for follows and watching and all that stuff. It really does make me feel all warm and fuzzy and makes me want to make more of these games. So there you go. All right. So, Esther, what do we get for our insight check? We got a 20.
20.
All right. With a 20, the bead that you get on this pixie. Now, in order to tell you about this pixie, I need to kind of tell you a little bit about... Look at you go. In order to tell you about the pixie, I need to tell you a little bit about the Fae. Now, the Fae world, as it were, is not connected in any way, shape, or form to reality as we would know it, or the material plane. In so doing, it is also not connected to the realm of death. As such, the idea of finality doesn't exist for fairies. They live forever, literally, until they inhabit the mortal world. This means things like food and art and entertainment are all things that they are starved on, which is why they go to the mortal realm. They go to the mortal realm to feel things, to do things, to play pranks on people, because they don't have any concept of things like consequence and the like. So your bead on this individual is that she does genuinely want to feel love. But love has many different flavors. Love has many different forms. And if she has never experienced love, she likely hasn't ever experienced the kind of darker sides of that emotion as well, such as jealousy and envy, or you know what I mean, obsession, all these kinds of things. So it could affect Vagag adversely depending on how intense those emotions become and when she experiences them for the first time. That's what you kind of feel about this individual. She doesn't know what she's asking, but she's asking for something that doesn't seem unreasonable at the same time. Like she's not trying to trick or has any ulterior motives. She just underestimates what she's asking for.
Okay. I start walking. Well, she saw my palm, right?
Yeah, correct. So she's like kneeling in your palm.
So kind of like my hands just kind of cupped a bit. I am walking towards Vagag and I was like, yeah, this is great. We kind of gonna have to go, but she's like rushing a bit.
Yep.
So I'm just power walking a bit towards Vagag, but
Okay.
um you're a curious little thing. Let me see. You know, my mama used to tell me something when I was younger. Do you mind if I tell you?
Oh yeah, please.
It was a silly thing. I never understood what she meant. She said, love ain't one, love ain't two. Love is something more than you. It ain't consuming you. It's becoming part of you. So, whatever happens, this love that you feel, whenever you feel it, don't let it consume you. Don't let it be something more than you. It's part of you.
She sort of places her hand, at the top of her chest, and she sort of smiles. Her cheeks are kind of like big and kind of rosy as she just sort of blushes a little bit. She nods quietly, and she says, now it's all up to him, I guess. I can't wait to meet him. I think we're going to have wonderful adventures together." And she floats down to the body of Vagag, and as she does, she places her hands upon him, and you watch as she transforms into this golden light that enters Vagag's body. Meanwhile,
Fancy.
in the dead realm, Vagag, you're looking up. The world is surrounded by these thorns that reached up and grabbed hold of your the guard that you were talking to. When suddenly you see this piercing light sort of fly down, very similar in color. As it does so, the thorns try to reach up and grab it yet again. And as it does, you watch as soon as the thorns touch the light, they recoil and they almost burn. The light lands in front of you, and standing in front of you is the same pixie, but she is now your size in proportion. Her large and glorious wings, a rainbow of scintillating colors. As she looks at you, her freckle face kind of looking at you. You have no idea who this is, by the way. But she gazes at you very longingly. You have a sense that she wants you to go with her, and all you need to do is agree.
I just say, so, so beautiful. And
She
then I just start
smiles
walking towards her.
and she says, "And you are as well. I hope you find the part of you that brings out the light in you." And she leans over and she kisses Vagag on the forehead. As this happens, Vagag, your body is suddenly engulfed in this white and gold flame and shot up through the air. The vines reach up to grab at you once again, and as they do, they seem to fall off you and turn to ash. You stand in front of Vagag's body, the cloth still wrapped around him as he lies motionless. And suddenly you hear something. As you listen quietly, you listen closely. There is a stillness everywhere. and as the heart begins to beat within Vigag's chest. That is where we're going to end today's session. So, thank you very much,
Yes.
everyone. For today, everything worked out really well in the end. I feel so. So that was freaking awesome. So thank you everyone here for this absolutely wonderful game. Thank you everyone in chat for participating as well. Do the other members of this group have Twitch channels? Yes. In fact, Vigag is of course none other than Immersion Diversion. He runs games on his channel. I will actually, Immersion, throw your link up there. You know, you got permission to throw links up. Throw your link up there. And yeah, Argento, Charles, do you have your own Twitch channel?
No, not yet. No, I'm still working on that sort of.
Coming
area,
soon.
I guess, but yeah.
Coming soon. So this is kind of like coming soon. Coming soon. So there you go. Yeah, Mac and Demir. I don't believe Mac and Tim have their own channels as well. So. But
No,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
If I did have a Twitch channel, I think it would just be me sitting there waggling my beard.
Beard waggle. Beard waggle. Beard waggle. Yeah, I know. It's basically that for like 4 hours. And you know what? I reckon that would actually kill. I reckon I don't know why. Like the way that YouTube and Twitch works, for some reason that would get millions of views. All right. Now, before we get going, guys,
I meant to do my channel, but I had to do a video.
That's fine. That's fine. There you go. Enjoy that video. All right. Now, guys, we are going to sign off, of course, with our most memorable moments of today's episode. While that is happening, guys, if you in the audience have any questions for either myself as the game master or my wonderful players, leave them in chat, and I will get to them at the very, very end. Because we do have a little bit of time, so we can address those. Let's start, of course, with the man of the hour, which, of course, is none other than Vigag. Neil, how do we go for today? What was, like, the most memorable moment for you today, and how did it make you feel?
You are an amazing GM. I just gotta say that. Like, today was the best day ever. Like, I loved it all.
You died.
I know.
That's not what someone who dies on my game should be saying.
Hooray!
Like, I died and I loved it.
Well, like, because part of me was expecting to make a new character, you know, because I'm like, I died, but at the same time, I wanted to see what you were gonna do. And then when you had all this, like, other things come in with the audience and with everyone discovering, like, we could do the ritual, and I'm like, oh, this is neat. Like, this is really cool. So I just let it happen, and I'm like, well, if I come back to life, this is awesome. So
yeah, honestly, honestly, that is 90% the audience. The audience being absolutely wonderful. Like, the thing is here's my 2 cents. I love YouTube. I love Twitch. I love the whole idea. But one thing that always disheartens me is the idea of watching a show and not feeling like you're a part of it. You know, like when your words just go unnoticed. For me, I want you guys in the audience. Anytime I run games like this, I want you guys to feel like you're here with us in the room, playing the game and helping us out. So I love doing stuff like finding out what you guys think and, you know, some of your ideas and even suggestions of, like, you know, hey, what should happen here? It's not me saying that I couldn't come up with these ideas myself, but I love the audience and how creative they can be. And they, like, 90% of today comes thanks to, of course, these wonderful and creative people in our audience here. So thank you.
I do have one question. When we had the second poll to decide what kind of Patreon was coming back, what was the other 50%? Because I saw it was 50% Pixie.
No, it was 50% Pixie, but then there was like 4 other ones that had 1 vote.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, what was the other 50%?
It was like Satyr.
There was Satyr, there was Dryad, there was Spriggan, and there was Leprechaun. Yeah. So I voted the Spriggan. I love the idea of Spriggan. Spriggans are bastards, and I love them. But, you know, people like Pixie, so Pixie is what we got. All right.
Well, thanks to that, I know we're class I'm picking this.
Oh, and Satyr. Satyr was also one. Yeah. We had a Satyr as well, which would have been hilarious. Because then it's like Demiro was like, oh, yeah, I can do this.
Demiro just jumps into my body. Oh, no.
All right. Charles.
Yes.
How do we go for today?
Look, always a pleasure, always a great game. I think for me, being new to sort of the D&D world, and that was probably my first experience with, except for my own, and wanting to have a bag of chips and go on a journey with my deity, that was probably the closest I've seen anyone coming to dying. And
That's right. You
It's,
almost died over a bag of chips. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was
it. I almost did. Yeah. So I think experiencing that for the first time was a bit. Yeah, it was probably more confronting than I thought. I didn't necessarily know exactly how to respond personally. I think I looking back, I would have liked to have responded more differently to seeing Vergog dead, but at the same time, it was new and it was sort of interesting to have this part of the game that was very different to what we normally do on our journeys. This was more about trying to save a character, and I thought that was really what stuck out to me today was the whole process of how it goes about and how you can sort of save characters in some situations. So very cool to be a part of today.
no, absolutely. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it too. Especially as someone who is quite new to the scene. Like there are so many different ways to handle things like death in a role playing game. And I hate the idea of a character missing out. So even in games like this, I always encourage people, have a afterlife scene. Have something that'll allow the person who died to get almost like a kind of final farewell, some closure to their character. Like I didn't know if we were bringing Vergog back when I started that whole thing. I had no idea. Like I wasn't like I planned from the get-go, like, oh, Vergog died, don't worry, I'm bringing him back. There was no clue of that.
He warned us before we started. He's like, yeah, just be ready. We're like,
yeah, exactly. So no, it was good. I think, again, it's just learning how it all works and seeing how it plays out. It really was sort of, obviously we didn't know we were fighting our own battle, Demiro and I, but knowing what's going on as a spectator and having Vergog die, it was very much like, oh, well, there's not much we can do for him. In this case, I thought Mac did really good at saying, well, I want to head back to the church, but I kind of want to, we know he's dead, but we still have to stay in character and be like, well, let's just sort of go back to the bar and we'll have a drink and then we'll head to the church. And, that's pretty interesting to see how the characters want to get back to someone like Vergog. And I hope it sort of shows the audience that we as players have really grown fond of one another. I'm finding we all have this sort of like, oh, Vergog's dead, we should just run over there. No, you can't do that. So you got to stay in character, which is fun. So no, it's been good.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, as you were saying about reacting, sometimes that's just something that comes with practice. The more times you get put in that situation, you sit there and go, oh man, I really wish I said this, or oh, I really wish I said that. Those are those moments that you build up your repertoire of how good you are when you end up, role playing.
Not to really stay on it, but when we got into the rider's wagon and whatnot, that was my sort of way of saying I can do a bit of redemption here. The way that I was Vergog saying it'll be all right, you're going to be okay. It was more of me having this connection with Vergog because of my own past as a character, and it was trying to build on that. Obviously Vergog was dead. I was talking to someone who couldn't hear me, but it was the way my character was dealing with this death of you're going to be all right. We're going to save you. That's going to happen. Don't worry about it. But not knowing what was going to happen, so it was good.
Oh yeah, and I thought that was absolutely great. I thought that was done very, very, very well. Demiro.
I mean, that pretty much played out exactly as I thought it was going to.
Oh yeah.
Word for word.
yeah.
Hello Raiders! Greetings, welcome. My name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and you are coming during our post-game wrap-up. I wish I could condense all the awesome that happened today and give it to you right now. I definitely recommend, if you haven't checked it out, check out the VOD. Let's just hint at the fact that there was a player death. And it turned into a very awesome session. So yes, it was very, very cool. We're playing Curse of Strahd here at this time. We had an absolutely fantastic game. I hope that you guys had a fantastic game, but stick around because number one, we are going to go and raid someone else, which means that you can earn big dag dollary dues, which I use on my channel while I'm role-playing to allow my audience to actually influence the game. So you guys can generate random plot twists and do some cool stuff. So just stick around, if for nothing else, just so you can earn some dag dollary dues. So the next time that you're here, you can use them for my games. All right, so let's keep breaking down real quick. So Demiro, our satyr bard. Yes, most memorable moments.
Yes. Well, I mean, it was really only a matter of time until the wizard who fancied himself as a bit of a fighter ended up over his head. and his stone skin didn't quite save him this time.
No, that's true. A Goliath wizard, as strong as that might be, might have a bit of trouble trying to solo a vampire spawn, which was very much the case.
But I
was
do
gonna happen.
appreciate the fact that he played the Goliath to the end. It's just like, yeah, all right, I'll take him on.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Heads up. Bang, bang. All right.
I wasn't too worried with myself and Argento. I mean, we come pretty close to the wire quite a bit in combats, but usually manage to sort of scrape through. So, I mean, combats can always go poorly, but I think overall we tend to not go too badly. And I did like you just throwing in random townspeople halfway through. Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
I mean, okay, so here was the thing. Esther had a moment during the game where Demiro and Argento were in the battle with a tiny child vampire spawn. When this happened, Esther started ringing like illusionary bells to try and bring out people to kind of create a commotion and try and, get some help for her allies. Perfect decision, right? The persuasion check wasn't very high, so one farmer came out, and I was like, but what if this farmer dies? And then I was like, well, no one cares about this farmer because it's just some random guy. So I strung together this massive story about this guy who was just about to get married. His wife was hiding a pregnancy from like the families until they got wed. There's this whole this whole other thing. And I loved that moment. And it was so funny because by the time we got to the end of it, and he got to like, hello there, is anyone in trouble inside? I've come to render some assistance. I have. As soon as he shows up, everyone's like, no, don't do it, dude. Leave, let them go. That was awesome. I had so much fun with that dude.
It was Todd Smith.
Todd Smith, that was his name. Like, I didn't even come up with a great name for him. Yeah. All right. Mac, are we feeling up for a breakdown? All right. What was your most memorable moment?
Not sure. I'm sorry, I do not know.
No, that's okay. Can I offer you one? So I loved the moment that you had with the old Morgantha woman, like the deal that you made. I really loved that. So
sorry.
go on.
Sorry. I had wanted to explain the idea, but it can wait until after you're done.
No, let's do it. Do it now. I want to hear what your explanation is before I say like what I loved about it, because I might love more about it now.
So she said to find someone who's not of Barovia, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can do this quick enough, then I can pretend with my shape changing to be someone still not from Barovia. I wouldn't be going against the deal, because she just wouldn't know it was me. She didn't say it had to be someone new, really. She just said that it had to be someone not of this land, and I'm not of this land. So if I just make myself look different, it won't be any wiser if I'm good enough at deceiving.
That's very true. That's very true. So the deal that was made with the old witch was that in exchange for the soul of a person not born of Barovia, the old witch would not interfere with Esther, Vagag, Argento, and Demiro. Now, the deal was struck by Esther, who is also a witch, so there's kind of like this mutual pact of the coven kind of thing. The deal is a solid one, and I love the idea that Esther intends to use her own soul to fulfill that deal, because there is a loophole there. Esther can offer the soul, which technically would belong to the witch, but the witch couldn't interfere with it. So it's kind of like this tied in loophole. That is genius. That is
That's
mad
awesome.
genius. Damn it.
Yeah.
That is so good. I love it. So because I was thinking
Yeah.
about, I was like, trying to be sneaky and being like, ha ha ha, maybe the old witch can get Vagag's students or something. But that was awesome. That is awesome.
Mm.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
No, well done. All right, guys. So, as far as GMing goes, guys, today was a rough one. Like, my group had split up at the end of last session. Splitting up the group is always a tricky scenario to find yourself in, no matter what game you are playing, whether you're playing Pathfinder, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever. My recommendation is quite simply this. If you ever find yourself in a position where the party has split up, don't shy away from it, but always make sure you adapt to the scenario in order to give your players a fighting chance. Not a win, not necessarily, but a fighting chance. For example, Demiro and Argento were fighting a vampire spawn. Vampire spawns are a CR5 encounter. Now, 2 players of level 4 fighting a CR5 is a tough fight. So I decided it's a child vampire. I'm going to knock down some of its hit points. So even though it's still as tough as a regular vampire, they don't need to fight it for as long. Vagag's vampire, however, was a little bit different. It was a full-blooded vampire, but the priest was going to intervene. Vagag only needed to survive for 2 rounds, which unfortunately he didn't, and then the vampire would have turned on their father, at which point the father would have died, the vampire would have been inconsolable, and Vagag could make his escape. That was the original plan. So splitting the party was is never really a problem. You just need to make sure that you are able to adjust on the fly and make it kind of work for you. Don't be afraid to do that either. It also, I don't feel like anyone felt like, hey, cool, we can solo anything we want to now. So there's still a sense of danger. There's still a sense of value in keeping the group together, but I haven't turned around and just sort of stomped my players into the ground.
I've built in mortal danger every combat we've had so far.
Excellent. That's wonderful. Then I'm doing it right. As for Vagag's death, as I mentioned, having a player death is always going to be a difficult situation. And I'm going to say this outrightly, and you can quote me on this. It is okay to play games where you turn around to your players and tell them, your character will never die at my table. I will never get to that point. My players, my NPCs will always stop before they kill you. Something Deus Ex Machinary will happen because I want to tell the story and I don't want you to die. That is perfectly fine, and that is an absolutely wondrous way to play the game if that's your speed. I, however, am kind of in the mid-ground. My players will die, but only if it is something cool, something memorable, and something awesome. I won't have low dice rolls be the cause of your death. If you die, it's going to be something that is going to be cinematic, something fun, something awesome, and I recommend people play that way. Play it that way. If you ever have a person die at your game, then make it cool. Make it something they're going to remember so that their character lives on in that memory. That's important to me.
Go watch the Starfinder game. You'll know what we're talking about.
Go watch Starfinder. Go watch any of my games. If you ever watch any of the death scenes that I run, I always I weirdly enough, I operate my best in those moments. So yeah, that's me. All right, thank you so much for joining us, guys. We are now going to go and raid someone. Thank you for everyone who joined us for the raid. Thank you to Falcon and to Hester for the bits. You guys are champions, and a very, very warm welcome to all of our new followers. Guy Jim, we have the folks from Doodle Raid, we have Carney Sideshow. You guys, thank you so much for coming and being a part of all of this. We run games on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and I also run Rise of the Runelords in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, or should I say I play in Rise of the Runelords 2nd Edition every Sunday. I am working on getting a schedule up on the channel and stuff like that, but go follow me on all the things, because all the things is where you'll find me. Let's see, who is doing stuff? Let's go and
I also
raid.
do Pokemon tabletops on Wednesday night, so.
Oh, yes. Yes. Also go and check out Neil and all of his cool stuff.
Yeah.
There
I do
is...
Pokemon tabletop, so.
What is happening? Who's
Usually
up and
Wednesday
about?
nights, but
Oh, Fried Dice Paradise. That guy's cool. That guy's awesome. Let's go hang out with him. So, Fried Dice Paradise is a Southeast Asian role player. He is a very, very good friend. and he runs a very awesome and tight ship. They are currently playing a two-player game. Playing two-player games. Go follow him and check out a lot of his cool stuff. He does a lot of really cool game prep, world building videos and stuff like that. So lots of really cool and fun things to watch there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And of course, a very big thank you to our sponsor, Hero Forge, for all of these really cool minis. Guys, if you want some cool minis for your games, whether it's character art or for a live stream like mine, check out Hero Forge. Try out those things because seriously, some of the best character art I've made has been through that very, very awesome piece of software.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Oh, and sounds, of course, is by Sirenscape, who are, of course, another sponsor of our channel because they're awesome and they're wonderful and they're Aussie. Now, remember when we go and raid, give them the good old Aussie, Aussie, Aussie when you jump in. Until next time, guys, as always, from us to you, game hard or die trying. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Bye.
Mhm.